They are not meant to be festive. The point of International Black Balloon Day, the day every March 6th, is raising awareness to a devastating problem. Thousands of people die because of drug overdoses every single year. And today, black balloons at vigils and posted online remember their lives. I want to give you a look at one of those vigils. The Birches Foundation hosted this event in Surrey County. It's honoring those whose lives were cut short due to an overdose. A candlelight vigil is set to happen in about 10 minutes. You're seeing the beginnings part of that vigil. So let's dig into this problem. 4,041 people died due to a drug overdose in 2021 in North Carolina alone. Now that is the highest number of overdose deaths on record in our state. The rise in deadly overdoses started during the pandemic. In 2020, there was a 40% jump in deaths. In 2021, a 22% jump. And largely, these deaths happened because of fentanyl. More than 3/4 of overdoses in North Carolina involved that drug. So what is going on and why has fentanyl become such a problem? It is something that is top of mind, not here in North Carolina only, but in Washington, D.C. as well. Just last month, the DEA testified before Congress and called fentanyl the deadliest drug problem we have ever faced. Another hearing was held just last week. Lawmakers talked about action that they want to take, but also heard from families who know this crisis firsthand. A mother from Wisconsin shared her story about losing her son during his freshman year of college due to an overdose.
We raised Logan and his younger brother Caden in a nurturing and loving home. We vacationed and we camped. We celebrated birthdays. We went to church. We played sports. We spent consistent time together. I tell you these things about our family to make the point that no family is immune to this danger. This could happen to your family. Fentanyl does not discriminate. It is a poison.
So what is it, and why is it so dangerous? It is a powerful synthetic opioid. It is made to work for pain relief, much like morphine. It's just much stronger. In fact, 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine.
Only a small amount is enough to kill, but also fentanyl is very hard to detect. It can't be smelled, tasted, or even really seen.
Now, the drug is safe when it's monitored in a medical setting. However, when used recreationally, it gets dangerous. Dealers are mixing it with other substances like cocaine. They're using it to make counterfeit prescription pills like Adderall. People sometimes end up taking it without even knowing it. Now, because of the danger that it poses, parents and community groups are raising the alarm early. A town hall about the deadly drug was held at Northern High School last month after nearly 90% of students said that drug use was a problem at school. After seeing Northern's meeting, an upcoming meeting was planned for Grimsley's community. That will be held on March 20th from 6 to 7:30 at the school's media center. The Kellen Foundation will run the meeting about drug trends and prevention. Now, some schools are taking it even a step further. A school district in Virginia is putting Narcan in all of its schools. The drug can be used to reduce and reverse, drug overdoses. The move came after a 14-year-old died earlier this year in a Virginia high school bathroom as a result of an overdose. Now, in addition to putting Narcan in the schools, all teachers and staff were trained to use it. Now, just a few weeks ago, an FDA advisory committee voted to make it even easier to get Narcan. The committee signed off on making the drug available over the counter. Now, the only issue they raised was some confusing packaging, and the maker of Narcan said that they would fix it. A final decision still has to be made by the full FDA, and that is expected to happen by the end of the month. Mental health is such a big part of this drug crisis. The new 988 hotline is up and running, and it is a resource for those going through really any kind of crisis. Experts say even more people are calling in and saying that substance use is a part of why they are calling. In North Carolina, about 70% of calls deal with substance abuse. Counselors say no matter the problem, if you call 988, they will do whatever they can to help.
They will have a crisis counselor answer the phone, and we'll talk with them and discern what they need and where they're at, and talk to them and give them resources so that the person can figure out how to navigate what their next steps are.
Counselors can help with all kinds of substance or mental health issues. The 988 call center is staffed 24/7, 365 days a year. So if you find yourself or a loved one in need, that is the number to call. You know, sometimes treating addiction requires getting help at a treatment facility. The National Alliance on Mental Illness puts together resources broken down county by county. Now, I want to give you a look at a few of those treatment centers just in Guilford County alone. We'll be sure to link you to them on WFNYnews2.com if you or someone you know is in need of getting help. County leaders are hoping to see that list that we just showed you would grow as opioid settlement money is used in communities. Adding treatment options is really just one way the money from pharmaceutical lawsuits will be used. Guilford County's new drug and injury prevention manager will also help make sure that the money is being used in the best possible way.
I'm the first person to ever hold this position, and the goal is really to help guide and oversee the priorities for the opioid settlement funds that are coming into our county through various pharmaceutical lawsuits and stuff, the ones with Purdue Pharma, and then there's some others with other companies that are coming out.
In total, North Carolina is getting about $1.4 billion with a B from opioid lawsuit settlements. Now that money will be split up to individual counties who then decide how to best provide treatment and recovery services. The opioid epidemic is a complicated topic, one that will take everyone really working together to make a change. More resources, more conversations will be a big part of bringing a stop to this crisis. WFNY News 2 at 6 is coming up next.